Hello, students. You are all welcome to today's class. In today's discussion or lesson, I will be teaching you the concept of unemployment. And I believe that by the end of today's lesson, you should be able to define unemployment, explain the causes of unemployment, outline the types of unemployment, and of course, highlight the effects of unemployment to the unemployed persons in the society and the nation in general. Today's topic is concept of unemployment. The question here is, what is unemployment? Most authors defined unemployment as a situation whereby people who are capable and willing to work do not find jobs to do. However, unemployment is better defined as a situation where the productive factors of a country are either idle or underutilized in the production processes. This second definition leads us to the two major types of unemployment I shall be discussing shortly. Yes, my question for you is, what is unemployment? Let us discuss the types of unemployment. Like I said before, there are two major types of unemployment. First, we have the hidden or closed unemployment. And this occurs when the productive factors, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur in a country are underutilized. This type of unemployment is popularly called disguised unemployment, while most authors call it underemployment. For example, a graduate doing the work of a security man, such is a very good example of a closed unemployment. Then the other type of unemployment is called the open unemployment. And this unemployment is further broken down into two: voluntary and involuntary. But before then, open unemployment is a condition where the factors of production of a country are completely idle. They are unengaged in production processes. And like I said before now, there are two types of open unemployment. We have the voluntary unemployment, which means a situation whereby people who are capable of working are not willing to work. That is, people of working age decide to remain unemployed for whatever reasons known to them. While the other type of open unemployment is involuntary unemployment. Involuntary unemployment simply means a situation whereby people who are able and willing to work do not find job to do. And involuntary unemployment have so many examples which we shall be discussing shortly. Number one example of an involuntary unemployment is seasonal unemployment. That word, seasonal employment, is the unemployment that is caused by seasonal variations, that is occasioned by the seasons of the year. There are many occupations that today that are affected by seasons of the year. For example, farmers are usually engaged in farming activities during planting, clearing, harvesting seasons in their various farmland, but remain temporarily unemployed when these seasons are over until the next planting season before they can be engaged in farming activities. There are many other examples we can find. Again, we have frictional unemployment. This means the unemployment that is caused when companies decide to employ more of capital intensive method in production of goods and services. For example, method of production is broken into three: capital intensive, labor intensive, or mixed combination of both. But when a company or a firm decides to adopt more of capital intensive method of production, it means that some of the workers or staff of that firm will be laid off. Such workers will be facing unemployment we call frictional. We have residual unemployment, another involuntary type of unemployment. And this type of unemployment is the one faced by people who are either physically or mentally disabled in a country. Unemployment faced by people that are physically or mentally challenged is termed residual unemployment. And we have further definitions in the picture displaying on your right hand side of the screen. Again, we have the structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is the unemployment that occurs when there is a fall in the demand for a company's product due to fashion, due to new trend in the market, making the demand for the company's product to fall drastically. When this happens, the affected company or firm will experience a fall in their revenue. And in order to cut costs and remain in business, such firms usually retrench or lay off some of their staff. And such staff that are laid off will experience structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is common when a firm does not or fail to carry out environmental scanning to know the latest fashion, to know what the consumers or customers need. Such a firm will experience structural unemployment. We have the cyclical unemployment. This unemployment is the worst type of unemployment in the world. It is caused by economic slump. Some will say it is caused by economic depression or recession, affecting almost all companies in the country. When there is a recession, there will be a sharp fall in aggregate demand for most goods and services, thereby making these companies in a country to lay off most, if not all, of their workers to save cost and remain in business. A very good example of cyclical unemployment was what we experienced in the recent EndSARS protest, where many banks and other companies threatened to lay off their staff because of low demand for their product and low patronage. Question number 2 I have for you. From the video you just watched, mention the types of unemployment you know. Now, let us discuss the effects of unemployment. What are the effects or consequences of unemployment in a country? Of course, there are so many, but the few ones here include increase in crime rate. There's a popular adage that says, idle mind is the devil workshop. When youth, able-bodied men and women, are not engaged in production of goods and services in a country, most times they resort to crime like prostitution among the ladies, armed robbery, kidnapping among the men. 2, there will be low standard of living of the people in such a country. because most able men and women are jobless. Next is that the rate of poverty in the country will increase. And again, we have high dependency ratio. What we mean by this is that many people find themselves jobless. Like the popular adage that says, man must work whether he has income or not. Therefore, these people who are jobless will depend on the few persons that are employed for survival, either directly or indirectly. And such is not good for a nation that wants economic growth and development. And again, we have high rate of emigration. People will be leaving the country to seek for greener pastures outside the country, and that is called brain drain. For example, Nigeria today, many youths, able-bodied men and women, are leaving the country legally and illegally because the unemployment rate in the country is very high. And of course, unemployment in a country will eventually snowball into low national income or output. National output is the total output of the workers in a country within a period of 1 year. While many authors will classify all these effects into two, mental effects and physical effects, as shown in the picture on the right hand side of the screen. Thank you for watching the video. But before I say my goodbye, I want to quickly give a summary of the video you just watched. Unemployment simply means a situation where the factors of production of a country are either unengaged or underutilized in production processes. This leads us to the two types of unemployment. We have the closed or hidden unemployment, and we have the open unemployment. A closed unemployment occurs when the productive factors of a country, especially labor, are actually engaged in production processes, but such labor is performing below capacity. For example, a PhD holder becoming a taxi driver. Such is an example of a closed unemployment. So authors call this a disguised unemployment or underemployment. The open unemployment is further broken down into two. We have the voluntary unemployment and involuntary unemployment. A voluntary unemployment occurs when people who are capable of working are not willing to work for whatever reasons known to them. But the involuntary unemployment is the opposite, where people who are willing and able to work do not find jobs to do. And these have so many examples, like the frictional unemployment, structural unemployment, seasonal unemployment, cyclical unemployment, and of course, residual unemployment. For further reading, kindly consult the recommended textbook, Economics for Colleges by J.O. Abedi. Thank you for being part of this discussion. I expect to see you all in my next class. But till then, endeavor to do the quiz and the assignment in this module.